Da, 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 da. What's my good chair? Welcome, everybody. Let's give YouTube a couple of minutes, get those notifications out. In the meantime, if you've never popped into my live, hi, I'm Cindy. I explore the inside and the outside. I'm just laughing, and you guys will start to recognize that laugh. That's that little bit of a. Is it a struggle? Maybe it's a struggle, but that little bit of a conversation I have with myself when that live button, it's time to hit that button and go live, and you're going through your mind. Well, you had the topic of discussion like 30 minutes ago, or yesterday, or the day before, or like what we're doing here and picking those 54 cards. We pick it on Monday and we play with the word all week, but it just makes me laugh. Just the little bit of a debate every single time that I come in. It just makes me laugh, right? It's a ruler for me. It's kind of like a measuring cup of the work that I still have to do for myself, right? That those schedulings, when bang, you hit the button, it's right like at 12 noon, right? And then your show ends at like 12:50. I'm just not that person. If you go into my, well, you can't go into my analytics, but if you go into my videos, you'll see like the timings of these videos are all varying. And they're all varying because, my life is varying, just like everybody else's life, is varying. You have different schedules, different things that pop in periodically. You have your mindset in that moment, and then you have the mindset and the dealings of everybody you're holding up around you. And if you're anything like me, you do your best, right? And you do your best at that. But sometimes, you can beat people over the head to get that recognition of your contribution. And sometimes, right, in that idea of not crying over spilled milk, you just go, right, I know I did a good job, right? I know I did a good I know I did a good thing. It might not have been the result that I was looking for, that I would have liked, but if I hadn't tried, I wouldn't have realized the problem that I did make. There's always rewards down the road, and that's what we're leading into today. And it's kind of an extension of what we were talking about yesterday. I wanted to talk about never giving up, and it's going to be a short one today, just 10 minutes. I got a bus to catch on. I'm heading into the weekend of the job that puts the roof over my head in the moment. Glad and grateful to have that job that just grounds me in that idea that I am human and I'm not separate from anybody. And I shouldn't allow myself to be separated. It's a big problem in this world right now. And, I am a contributor to that just in my own unintentional, well, non movement in going for those things that I would have loved to have done in my life. I've checked some boxes, I've had some experiences, but a lot of those experiences were not my experiences. They were experiences as a bystander or as a spectator in somebody else's experiencer, and I got to experience, and I got to be the daydreamer, right? I got to be the problem solver. I got to be the shoulder to cry on. And right, that is kind of our chosen role as caregivers. And I call ourselves caregivers because as highly sensitives and as empaths, right? Whether we like it or not, right? We are what we are, and you can't deny what you are. You can cover it up, but it will be sniffed out. So the only thing that we can do is, right, learn some skills, pick up some tools along the way that will help the journey be a little bit more comfortable, right? A little bit more fun, a little bit less painful, a little bit less heartbreaking. But, right, life is life. each one of us is a human in the making. And I see, I see the humans in the making, and I see the humans in the unmaking. And it's curious, and not like I'm hyper focusing on it, but we do know once you take a look at something, it's that content is usually coming across your path again. So I'm keeping updated in right the change going on. And sometimes, I'm going to just say this, sometimes you got to make a mess to clean a mess. And that is the truth. And sometimes, it's got to be a little bit colorful, a little bit loud, a little bit in your face, just so that, it's an example for everybody, right? Just an example, just an idea, just a little bit of a wake up call, because it is in our choices and in the idea that, we got to be responsible for our actions. We just have to. There is no movement forward unless we're taking care of ourselves and taking care of our neighbor. And I suspect that, from the little bit that's coming across my path, right? We're doing good. We are doing good. We are doing good as humans, right? Someone who loves studying evolution as much as I love studying my other favorite subjects, that I get to understand that, where we are now. And that's not a lesson of mine either. This is a mindset lesson that I'm taking, but I am applying it to this, right? Because I look a little bit further into, right? Because mankind is getting way too far ahead of itself, right? Just to think that 80,000 years ago that we were Neanderthals. And look at us now evolving into something, well, something we've never experienced before, right? And in that, it makes us nervous. And when you're nervous about things, it's perfectly natural and perfectly makes sense to take caution in that. So I'd like to take caution in that, right? Understanding, right? I can plow through it. It's going to be really painful, right? And I've done that throughout my entire life for them. Right? Because I love a good adventure, and I would just look at it as an adventure, not realize they were just, right? But, but they were fun in the moment. And, you can look down I look at our past and go, oh my goodness, did I waste some time? But at the same time, you got to look at it and go, well, it was a fair exchange for that relationship that I made, to be able to have that experience that I might not have ever experienced in my entire life if I hadn't made that one decision. And I've done that many, 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 many times in my life. Not just like little ways, like, but big ways. So big that you can't help but, right? It's in your face. It's that evidence, right? And in that evidence, no matter what the next step is, no matter how difficult it is, you have to do it because of that resilience. You built up that evidence that you saw in that experience that you had, right? That that if you just push a little bit harder, if you just push a little bit against what's pushing you, that at some point something will crack and you'll make some movement. And that's what resilience is. I'm just keeping an eye on the clock. We got a few more minutes before I have to run off. That resilience just to keep going, right? Talked yesterday about that pivoting, and I would have loved to have gone on because I could talk about pivoting, right? Sometimes we pivot until we finally bump into what we truly love and what we would truly love to be doing, what would be beneficial for you and the people around you, right? And you get to that point, and then you're still butting your heads and right and second guessing yourself and wanting to quit, and you know what you're supposed to do, right? I do it all the time. But that's the resilience, right? Just picking yourself up and saying, get up, right? You're not done yet. Just keep going, right? Just keep going, even though it's not here yet. It's coming, right? Because you believe in yourself. You've seen the evidence in your own life that it's possible because it's revealed itself, right? And if you feel that way, then just keep going. If you gotta look like the fool, everybody's looking at you going, "What the hell? She's been on YouTube for 10 years." Right? You just keep going, right? You just keep going. That's the resilience. But also look at this, right? That smile when I came in and I'm just laughing at myself, right? We can't lose that. We can't lose that excitement for what's coming next, right? We haven't done everything yet. This digital age was a little bit of a surprise, right? There was a little bit of foreshadowing that it was coming, right? Because I remember growing up on the Jetsons, and I bet a lot of you do too, right? That resilience. You got to just keep going, right? Just you can do it, right? That's what I say to myself all the time. You can do it, Cindy. Just keep going, right? Like, just get up, go do the dishes, get up, go for a walk, and oh my goodness, go get your passport. My passport came today. Oh my goodness, I had to go to the post office and sign for it and everything. I'm so excited. I am good for another 10 years. But there were so many things that could have made this an impossibility, right? I came that close. And, when we don't take care of ourselves, the simplest things about letting the driver's license slack or, right, losing your ID, right, not take care of yourself, right, committing crimes to make it so it's impossible that you can go off and explore the world, right? These are all lessons that we pick up along the way. We can't be afraid and we can't beat ourselves up for making those mistakes when they happen. But I'm so grateful I never let my driver's license slack in that, right? All these wonderful vacations that I've been going on, right? Driver's license. Yeah. Passport. Well, needed my driver's license. I had other ID, right? But yeah, it feels good. Whoopsie. It feels good having my passport. It certainly does. Everybody, I'm running off to catch a bus. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Wait a minute. Not yet. You're not going to see me tomorrow unless you come to Instagram. I'll be on Instagram tomorrow, but I'll be back with my live show, Chatters Live on Sunday night. So come join us. It's Show and Tell, 7:30 Central. Have a great night.